Over the past few months, the artist Ice Spice has been caught up in a lot of drama, which recently has only gotten worse, after an artist and former friend created a 6-part TikTok series detailing many ways she was mistreated while performing on Ice Spice's Y2K tour, only to have Ice Spice and her manager respond, calling her ungrateful and entitled. This happening just months after a viral tweet series from another artist, which included screenshotted text messages from Ice Spice, exposing her for cheating on and hitting her boyfriend, as well as talking bad about Nicki Minaj, and even worse things. But I've pulled together all the details behind everything you need to know to really understand every side of this situation. So by the end of the video, you can decide who's right and who's wrong in this massive web of Ice Spice drama. Today's story was sent to me by more than 20 different people over the past few months. If you ever come across something you think I should cover, don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. And if you want to catch the next thing I talk about, please consider subscribing. But even if you don't, really, thank you so much just for watching. Now let's just jump into it. This is Isis Nyjah Gaston, known as Ice Spice, a 24-year-old New York City rapper who was somehow actually born on January 1st, 2000. She only started releasing music back in March of 2021. And after her song, Munch, Feelin' You, dropped in August of 2022, she quickly gained mainstream attention after Drake played the song on his Sirius XM radio station. In the 2 years since then, her career has continued to grow exponentially, collaborating with artists like Taylor Swift and featuring on the Barbie soundtrack with Nicki Minaj. However, after all those major achievements, her career has faced more than a few bumps in the road, which includes this controversy involving another artist named Cleotrapa, who recently uploaded a 6-part series to TikTok, calling out Ice Spice for how she was treated during the Y2K tour. But before we can go through that, I need to give you some context behind this situation. Because around 5 months ago, another artist and former best friend of Ice Spice, named Baby Storme, posted over a dozen tweets with text screenshots exposing Ice Spice for being colorist, fatphobic, cheating on her boyfriend, and talking bad about Nicki Minaj, among many other things. So let's walk through some of the highlights. But I'll also create a chapter marker for the Cleotrapa drama down below if you want to skip ahead. It all started on April 27th, when Baby Storme tweeted, "The next person to be exposed will be my ex-best friend Isis, or as y'all know her, Ice Spice." She followed this up 15 minutes later by saying, "This is Cleo, the girl she chose to be her best friend to the public," when in reality, it was me behind the scenes. Cleo and her are not really best friends. Isis has always hated Cleo, but she used her so she could appear closer to blackness. She also lied about being Nigerian. She stole that from me. This video is included, which shows Cleotrapa on a podcast, saying she's never heard Ice Spice mention she's Nigerian.
Ice Spice is also Nigerian.
I didn't know. I seen her tweet though, but I didn't know.
Really? How close are y'all?
She never told me that though.
Really?
I was kind of confused too when she tweeted that. I'm like, did she tell me?
She's half.
She told me her best friend was. I remember when I was talking about me being Nigerian. She was like, yeah, my best friend's Nigerian. I mean, if she's Nigerian, then period.
After this, Baby Storme quote tweeted somebody asking if Ice Spice was colorist. She says, yes, and includes 2 screenshots of text between her and Ice Spice. The first image shows Ice Spice complaining about another artist, saying, she'll be like, I'm dark skinned, so I always have to work harder than everyone. In the second image adding, which I understand, but let's not act like she's not one of the chosen dark skins, because she does benefit from pretty privilege still, and for being skinny. In the next tweet, Baby Storme says that she's also fatphobic, including a screenshot of text from Ice Spice that say, LMFAO, like I wish I could fight that wide B. I usually don't respond to people, but how you gonna make a whole graph? And on top of that, mention Down syndrome. Like, B, I hope them all kids you have be born with Down syndrome. The F? Later down, she makes another comment about people with dark skin, saying, the Shea Butter Twitter community preying on my downfall. After this, Baby Storme tweeted a screenshot, which implies that Ice Spice talked bad about Cleotrapa behind her back. Then the allegations start to take a more serious turn, with a tweet that says, EJ, Riot, is her producer and boyfriend since 2019. He was the real mastermind behind her career, and the one who pushed her to rap. She cheated on him with TJ, and then rapped about it on their song together. If you don't believe me, just go back and read the lyrics to Gangsta Boo. But this time, read carefully. They were talking about him. She knows no loyalty, not even to the only person who has always been there for her, Riot. A few days later, she added to the situation with this quote tweet, saying, "Riot called me and I told him about the cheating. He confronted her already. But like I said a few days ago, he already wanted to leave her for a while because of the domestic violence on her part." This was followed up by another text screenshot where Baby Storme asks about Ice Spice's boyfriend, and she replies, "He just got here right now. He said he missed me all day. He said I'm not a bad girlfriend. I'm like, I hit you. He's like, but it's okay." A few days later, on May 3rd, Baby Storme began to expose Ice Spice for talking bad about Nicki Minaj, writing, "Good morning, Barbs. As promised, this is how ISIS really feels about your evil queen, Nicki Minaj. Ungrateful and delusional, just like y'all. Enjoy." In the first attached screenshot, Ice Spice is explaining how Nicki is being unfair over a contract negotiation, adding that she shouldn't be asking for so much, considering Ice Spice brought her the opportunity to be on the Barbie soundtrack. Continuing in the second image, Barbie asked me to do it alone, but since that's her brand, I invited her on, and she doesn't even see that as me bringing her something. She's kinda like my mom, ungrateful and delusional. I cut her off, by the way, not speaking to her till January. In an additional screen recording, Ice Spice goes on to describe how Nicki is gaslighting her into signing a predatory artist contract, which would likely keep her from owning all of the master recordings for her songs. The last two images we'll take a look at were tweeted 8 days later, on May 11th, and they show Ice Spice again complaining about Cleotrapa. In the first, she says, "Cleo FaceTimed me. In the call, she said, 'I'm so happy for you.' Sounded mad fake. And when we hung up, she said, 'I love you.' Like, no you don't." In the second screenshot, she writes, "You and Cleo texted me at the same time, debating on answering her. She knows I'm not feeling her right now." Further down, adding, "She's so shady and weird for many reasons. I watched the whole interview, and you can tell she hates talking about me. I always try to give bees a chance, but they just be jealous." So after Baby Storme tweeted all of this out, more or less exposing Ice Spice for problematic behavior, we just never saw a response. She managed to just completely ignore it. Well, I found out that's not exactly true. She semi-responded to the allegations in this interview with BET. They asked her how she dealt with not acknowledging things, like text messages getting leaked, considering that she was such a big artist. Ice Spice replied, "Sometimes I'm tempted to engage with certain things, but I also realized you're just going to give it legs to grow and run with. And sometimes I think you can over-explain yourself a little bit. So I just like to focus on what I can control and what really matters." Then, a month later, on June 6, Ice Spice announced the Y2K World Tour, which planned to feature Cleotrapa as an opener. The tour ran from July 4th through August 31st. Just before and during the tour, Ice Spice was somehow wrapped up in even more drama involving the artist Central Cee and his ex-girlfriend. But I initially completely forgot about it because of how much more there is to talk about. Overall, the controversy has more to do with Central Cee's relationship than it does with Ice Spice, so I'll throw that story in at the end as a fun addition. But back to the tour, which went from 4th of July through August 31st. And shortly after it was over, Cleotrapa shared her experience on TikTok in a 6-part series. During it, she lays out everything that went wrong and claims that she was only invited to clean up Ice Spice's image. Starting with this video, which was uploaded on September 2nd. It begins with Cleo saying that she's very vocal and refuses to be silenced, adding that this video isn't to bash anyone, just to share her experience of what she went through. She mentions that as a confident black woman, many people are intimidated, and she understands how she could be seen as a threat to someone who clearly isn't confident. Cleo then explains how Ice Spice called her around the end of July to ask her to come on tour.
So the ending of July, I get a call from Ice. I'm very early in the morning. "Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come." And I'm just like, "Girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I I got stuff that I could be doing. I could be getting money. I have opportunities in New York. I have brand deals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States with you to watch you perform kind of crazy. She's like, no, I want you to perform. And I gagged. You want me to perform? She ain't never, ever, ever, ever brought me out on stage. I was like, oh, wait, okay. Like, I guess this girl, and in my head, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I guess she's really trying to make up for that fake that got exposed, like, a month ago. Like, she's really trying to, like, you know, be a actual friend, because that shit was weird as. And I checked her about that shit. And even for her to apologize was like pulling teeth. Like, girl, you got caught calling your friend jealous for no reason. And her excuse was that I didn't speak up when I was asked if she was Nigerian. Like, girl, I met you a month before that video. I didn't even know you was Nigerian. So that was kind of weird to me too, that she was upset at me for not knowing if she was Nigerian. And she said that you could have at least said I was black. Like, girl, I didn't even know you. Am I your PR? Am I supposed to be clearing up every time somebody's asking about you being black or Nigerian? Like, that's not my role, and I don't even know you. So I was so confused. Anyways, after that situation that had happened with her ex-best friend exposing her for calling, like, just about everybody jealous, that was kind of, like, sick, too, because why do you think everybody's jealous of you? She literally tried to link me being jealous of her with that interview of me not knowing if she was Nigerian. And I'm just like, girl, are you crazy? And she never said that she felt the way. And it was just like, I didn't even know that she was mad at me. She's just in messages talking about me. So she tells me, like, I think everybody's jealous of me. Don't take offense to it. I say that about everybody. I say that everybody's jealous of me. I even say that about my mom. Like, that's kind of sick. But okay.
After this, she mentions how Ice Spice seemed to be doing extra in order to make up for being exposed by Baby Storme as a fake friend. However, Cleo noticed that Ice Spice only invited her to stuff when she seemed to be dropping new music.
Fast forward though, I started thinking that a lot of the things that Ice was doing was calculated. Like, even the thing after her best friend exposing her, it was like, oh, like, let's go to the basketball game. Come with me to this basketball game. I'm thinking like, oh, she just wants me to come with her to a basketball game. Like, maybe she's trying to make it up. I don't know why I kept thinking like she was trying to make it up for being like caught being fake, but it was just like, even the basketball game, it was like one day later she's like dropping a song. It's like every time she's like inviting me out, because we never chilled on some like chill shit, bro. Like, it was never like just some chill. It was always like in the blogs the next day and the song is dropping too. So it was like, what, this girl kind of uses me for her rollouts. So I'm just like, okay. When the tour thing came out, I'm like, oh, she's actually trying to like give me something now. Like, okay. She's trying to make it up. She's trying to be an actual good friend. I made a flyer announcing that I was going to be coming on tour with her. It did not even get reposted. It didn't even get a comment or a like, and she was tagged in it. The bill, it didn't even have my name on it. Like, just about nobody knew I was coming on tour. It was like a special guest. She didn't even like shine any sort of like her own light on me. It was like kind of like all me. Like, I want my fans to come out. Like, she didn't really try to like mesh me in with her actual fan base or try to like put her fan base onto me. Very calculated, you know?
Because of all this treatment, Cleo felt like she was getting the short end of the stick, with her name not even being promoted on the tour, on top of forcing her to perform before the show even started.
It was just given like, oh, let's let Cleo eat, but we gonna give her crumbs. Like, we gonna shine light on her, but let's dim it. You know what I'm saying? It just gave that so much. Online says the show starts at 8. It would even say 9 sometimes. And guess what time I was going on? At 7:30, 7:45. I was going on before the show starts. So that was kind of weird in itself. I had no idea what to expect going on tour. I had no idea until I got on tour and started seeing certain things. And I'm just like, wait, why don't I have that? I didn't have a room. I was told I was going to be with her, but I didn't have a room. No room for me backstage at all. I was in her dressing room. I didn't have no writer. I was with her. And before I came on tour, I asked her what were the things that I was going to have to pay for, because this is so last minute. Like, you're only giving me one day to prepare. Like, it's July 30 something and we going on tour August 1st. Like, girl, like literally one day. So I'm just like, what do I have to pay for? Nothing. You're going to be with me. You're good. You're going to be with me. So I was like, okay, everything is handled. I'm just going to go. I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm going to make the absolute best out of it. I don't have no dances or nothing. I'm just going to go out there and do what I can do.
In part 2, Cleo gets into what happened during the tour, noting that she was only given 1 day to prepare. And Ice Spice told her that she couldn't bring anybody else on tour, or she'd have to cover the cost herself. And that brings us to the first point of conflict that came up while they were in Philadelphia.
So, first couple of days was cute. We went to Philly, and this is when things go left now. Yeah, we're in a hotel room. We're not sure if we're gonna, bring our bags to the venue, because I guess, we were gonna come back to the hotel. But she told me, don't leave your bags at the hotel. You might need something in it. And I was like, okay, I'll bring it. Her security, who brings all her bags, she has 10 bags, he brought my bag, brought the bags down, and now we're at the venue, and I do need something in the suitcase. I had a wardrobe malfunction, like she said I probably would have. That's that she cursed me, okay? Because now I do have a wardrobe malfunction. So I'm like, oh, how can I get the bag? She's like, tell the security to get it for you. I go to the security. I'm like, can you get my bag out the trunk? Because I have no idea where the trunk is, where the car went. We just came into the venue we artists, we working, whatever. He goes, he gets the bag, brings it upstairs. I change, da-da-da-da. End of the show. I put my bag next to her 10 bags and the big black dresser, and yeah, I'm thinking everything is gonna be moved back into the truck, and we could, leave, go back to the hotel. I turned around and my bag is still there. My bag was still there. All her bags was gone. I'm just like, why would somebody just leave my bag? I asked the security, I'm like, can you take my bag? He said no. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? He brought all her bags. He can't say, okay. I'm like, can I pay somebody to bring my bags down? Because I didn't want to bring the bags down. Why would I want to bring the bags down? I'm just a girl. So I'm asking around, nobody's word. So I'm like, all right, let me bring the bags. I'm tight, though. I'm tight. I'm not used to this stuff. What the fuck? I'm just supposed to be performing. Need I remind you, I'm not even allowed to bring somebody on tour with me. So I didn't really have anybody helping me. It was just me. But I feel like she could have simply said to the security, take Cleo's bag. Don't forget Cleo's bag. But I got a sense that she just wanted me to struggle. And that's kind of fucked up as a friend. So I carry the bags. I take one duffel bag. I'm walking down. It's pouring outside. I put it in the car. The fans are screaming, Cleo, can we get a picture? Cleo, can we get a picture? As I'm struggling with a bag. And it's very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. Never do fans want to take a picture with me while I'm carrying big ass bags looking like that. I had to make a second trip for the suitcase. I made the second trip for the suitcase. Do it again. Raining outside. Dragging the suitcase. Fans in my face. It was so humiliating. I was like, what the fuck? I get in the car. I'm tight. I'm fake drenched and I'm tight. And the car ride is silence. And I know she peeped why I was mad. It's she just doesn't give a When we pull up to the hotel, she's like, telling the security guy what bag she wants taken out the car because we was about to go to the hotel so she could take a shower. But it's I perform too. I want to take a shower too. So I'm just you the only one that's taking a shower? I'm going to take a shower too. She's like, oh, you got to tell him what bags to take out or he's not going to take it. And I'm just thinking to myself, didn't I just tell this guy to bring my bags to the car and he said no? So why would I think that he's going to take my bags out because I said so? It's she just didn't want to speak for me at all. She just wanted to show that you're here alone, bitch. I'm just wow.
Cleo then explains what happened after they got back to the hotel, saying she confronted Ice Spice about the bag situation, but only received a bad argument in return.
So I come out the car and I'm just telling the bellman what bags to take out because I'm going to take a shower too. So we go upstairs and it's after the show, it kind of gives a rush vibes because we're trying to hurry up and get back on the bus. So we're in the hotel room and I had this feeling in my chest. I don't know if anybody else who's a real gets this feeling, and it's just a feeling, and I'm just I have to say something because if I don't say something, I'm gonna start moving I don't like her. So I want to at least say how I feel, get her take on it instead of being angry and just letting it build up frustration in me. So she's in the shower and I'm about to take my makeup off so that we can I'm not waiting for her to get out the shower to take my makeup off and it's just delaying us because we're trying to hurry up. So I went to the bathroom, I'm taking my makeup off and I'm yo, you told me to take my bags with me to the venue. You said that was It was smart for me to take my bags and the reason why. And you even told me to tell your security to bring the bags upstairs. So why would it be a problem for him to bring the bags back to the car? And she goes, that's my security. He works for me. If he feels like he's doing more work, he's going to want to get paid more. So I'm like, how much does he want to get paid more? Because if I'm going to be with her this whole tour, I would pay him more. I'll pay him more to carry my bags. I don't want to be carrying my bags. I don't. Like, y'all seen all the fans seeing me carry my bags? That was crazy to me. So I'm like, all right, we got to figure this out. So, like, how much you want to get paid more? He's like, he gets paid a flat rate. I'm like, is this girl serious? She said it like she had no idea what flat rate meant. If he gets paid a flat rate, that means that he'll move a house for you. He's getting paid to work for you. He got paid to work for you. He's moving anything you tell him to move. So I'm like, girl, I was carrying them bags out. Like, the fans was all in my face. She started making it seem like she understand, like, oh, yeah, that's crazy, da-da-da. But then she goes back to being weird, and she's just like, he can't leave my side. Like, he can't leave me. That's why. Like, girl, what you mean he can't leave you? So now I catch her again. Like, she's just weird. I'm just like, what you mean he can't leave you? We was up there waiting for him to bring all your bags. He left you several times to bring your bags to the car. He left you a lot of times already. She's like, oh, why would I wait for him to bring your bags to the car? I'm like, the conversation was done after that. It was done. I said, okay, I know the type of girl that I'm dealing with. She's very selfish. We just waited for him to bring your bags. What you mean, why would we wait for my bags now? Like, girl, what?
The video wraps up with Cleo saying this is where she began to realize that Ice Spice isn't really her friend, adding that she learned this situation is the reason for her being treated badly for the rest of the tour. In part 3, they get to New York for the next show. Cleo was indecisive about continuing the tour, but still felt like she could overcome the difficulties. Also knowing that she would speak out about the situation afterwards, and felt as though Ice Spice was not her friend. Cleo then explains how Ice Spice's production company would often ignore her, or just not know where she's supposed to be.
The New York tour, her dressing room was kind of small. I never have a dressing room. You know what was kind of weird? That she said that I was going to be with her the whole time. Like, I was going to be with her. You're going to be with me. You're good. And when I would come inside the venue, her whole tour production team, they would act like they have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Like, did she not tell you guys that I'm supposed to be in her room? They're just like, oh, we don't have a room for you. But here, they'll give me like a bathroom. The bathroom that everybody's using. They'll give me the bathroom and say, well, you can get dressed inside this bathroom right here. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to be in her room though. Like, I'm confused. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, but need I remind you, every time there was a special guest or somebody that Ice wanted to bring out, they was always accommodated. Somehow they was always able to find a room, and they always had a room for themselves. I never had a room. And I was okay with that because I already came on tour knowing that I was going to be with her. But it annoyed me when they would act like they had no idea where I was supposed to be at. That was confusing to me.
This led Cleo to ask if she could use Ice Spice's green room to get dressed, which was small but definitely big enough for both of them to get ready. Despite this, Cleo says she would quickly leave the room after, because Ice Spice would kick out anybody that was just sitting around. She then talks about how her credit card got stolen after she left her bag in the room.
Put my bag, literally a tote, on the side of her couch, and she knows it's mine. I put it on the side of the couch. Her mom and her little sister came in the room, so everybody got out the room, da-da-da-da. Like an hour goes by, I like go downstairs, I walk past the room, I see my bag, like my Telfar bag outside of her door. And I'm just like, wait, why would they kick this little bag out? Like, this little bag was on the side of the couch. Like, why would it need to be kicked out the room? But it's crazy now, a few days later, and I'm not accusing anybody of nothing. It could have been anybody. You know what I'm saying? It could have been somebody that walked past the door and seen a bag in the front of Ice's door. My card was used. $700 and something was used at one of those designer retail websites like Essence or something. I was so gagged. I was just like, what? But of course, called my bank, got my money back. I didn't even make it a thing. But imagine somebody that only has $700 and something in the account. And like, yo, and just imagine how other people could react to that. Like, they would be so fucking gagged, bro. I'm just like, whatever, you know, that's crazy. Because why would you kick my bag out? But like I said, I'm not even gonna say nothing. Probably gonna argue with me. Probably gonna something.
Afterwards, Cleo explains another situation that happened once tour continued, and how she had to find her own hotel room last minute, after Ice Spice's boyfriend showed up.
Now, I stayed in New York a couple of days to work on my video shoot. When I came back, everything changed. So she told me to take a bunk on her bus because Riot was coming to the back. Riot's coming, so take a bunk on the bus. I was like, okay, girl, I'm not going to cock block. You want to be with your man? Cool, granted. That's what she told me, though. So I'm thinking, when you done, this is like a who knows, the bus ride is mad long. I'm thinking we're going to go back to the hotel when we get to where we going, like we're going to be in the same hotel. So when she got out the back room on the bus, we came out together. It was her, Riot, me, and the security were walking towards the elevator. We go inside the elevator. And this is something that she could have texted me, because she texted me when she said that he was coming on the bus and for me to take a bunk on the bus. So she goes, in the elevator, you're not going to get your own room? I was like, what? I didn't know I was getting my own room. I was mad confused. I'm like, oh, that's what I was trying to understand. And I stopped the elevator door from opening. Girl, why you can't say nothing to nobody? Like, why do you always try to give like an embarrassment kind of vibe? Like, it's not even embarrassing, but it's like, that's the vibe that you make it seem like you try to give all the time. Like, girl, you could have texted me that. Cleo, make sure you get your own room. This is the hotel we staying at. Like, damn, why we got to get to the hotel and you telling me you're not going to get your own room? Like, I could have had the room booked already before we got here, boo. But on top of that, I didn't even know that I was paying for hotel rooms, because they're staying at five-star hotel rooms every place. Her label's covering everything. Label. Everything's covered. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent artist. Why would I come on this tour knowing that I had one day to prepare? Now I'm going to have to pay for 5-star hotels in every city. This is not something that I signed up for. This is not something that I was prepared for. This is not something that I told my label about. Maybe they could have, not even maybe, they would have helped me. But you gave me one single day to prepare for a tour that you knew about months ago. That's so crazy to me. But we know why now. We know now that you added me to the tour simply because you wanted to damage control. The situation with Baby Storme was making you look crazy. You thought to yourself, and this is things that I realized after the fact. I told y'all, I really thought that she was trying to make it up. But it wasn't a make-up matter. It was her trying to clean up everything that was going on with her, and let's add Cleo to the tour so people think that I'm a good friend, so people think that I give opportunities to her and I'm nice and I'm good.
In spite of everything, Cleo says she decided to make the best of the situation and told herself she would address everything at the end. Fortunately for Cleo, she was able to stay with one of the hairstylists, adding that it was a fun and easygoing time hanging out with her for the rest of the tour. After this point is when Cleo says most of the mistreatment began, with Ice Spice's tour company refusing to pay for her lunch one day because she wasn't in the budget.
Now moving forward, this is when it starts to really feel like mistreatment and just weird stuff. So the hairstylist shows me like a menu and stuff. She's like, oh, production and whatever, they're gonna order food for everybody, pick what you want. I was like, okay, I'll get a chicken salad just like you. Like, I'll just get a chicken salad. Then she shows me like a message where somebody from production is like, Cleo is not a part of the budget. So I'm just like, how am I not a part of the budget, but y'all invited me on tour? Like, and why didn't they tell you that make sure Cleo's good? Make sure Cleo's good. Cleo is a part of the budget. Make sure Cleo's good. The same way you told me that I was going to be good. Why is your production saying that I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Chicken salad? I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Y'all could have bought that chicken salad and literally got the money from my manager or me. But y'all wanted to show me so bad that I can't get nothing and that nobody is here for me that I couldn't even get a chicken salad. I gagged. I was like, wow, this shit is corny. I ain't saying nothing. No, remember I said I wasn't saying anything about anything. I was just going to take everything in and whatever.
From here, Cleo says her manager hired an assistant to help her out. However, after the show, despite being told that the assistant would be allowed on the tour bus, she found out this was no longer the case. So the assistant had to leave tour immediately. Eventually, they were traveling to their next show in Texas, and were staying at a hotel in the middle of nowhere. While at the hotel, Cleo and the hairstylist are hungry and asking people about getting food. But she explains how they all went to a steakhouse without them, going as far as to tell them not to make a big deal about it once they got back.
Now we're in between Texas and Mexico. What do you guys think of when y'all think Texas, between Texas and Mexico? Desert, tumbleweeds, nothing for miles. No Uber Eats, no Uber 2 Eats. and there's nothing. We're at a Best Western or whatever one of those hotels are. We're in the middle of nowhere. That's how you know, because we're at one of those Best Western hotels. And no food. There's a McDonald's all the way down the block, 8-minute walk. Probably going to get bit by scorpions and all sorts of other bugs while walking through the desert to McDonald's. So me and her hairstylist were in the hotel. We just sleeping and stuff. It's like 2 o'clock. We get up around like 5 or 6. I call Ice. I'm getting ready and me and her hairstylist about to make videos or whatever. I call. I'm like, oh, let's make TikToks. She's like with that soulless demon face, just you're with my hairstylist, so like, damn, my bad. It was really seeming like she didn't really want me to be friends with her hairstylist, but it's like, damn, bitch, I don't got no friends. So I'm gonna make friends with bitches that actually want to be my friend. I'm sorry. I hung up on her after that because it was just like, ew, like, all right, I'm with your hairstylist, so what that mean? Like, oh, like, I can't, like, I'm not ready, obviously. Like, it was just the attitude around it that was just so weird and corny to me. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Went downstairs, and I seen her in the lobby, and her and some other boy, one of our friends, is just standing there, you know, with a basketball. I'm like, oh, what y'all just did? Oh, we was playing basketball, whatever. Nobody said anything about eating. Nobody. I'm like, me and the hairstylist keep talking about food. We like, oh, damn, we mad hungry. Like, we mad hungry, just a McDonald's. Or nobody said anything about food while me and her are talking about how hungry we are. Now we go to the boys' bus, tour bus, and we just sitting on the bus. We just like, yo, like, can somebody come with us to McDonald's? Like, nobody want to walk there by themselves. We fake want a man with us. They like, oh, that's mad far. Like, nah, like, word, there's a desert, it's scary. I'm like, okay. Nobody said anything about food still. Come to find out, everybody ate. Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Guess what? They all went to a steakhouse. Everybody went to a steakhouse and left me, the hairstylist, and the makeup artist. Everybody went to go get a bite. Steak, mash, cream corn, spinach. And we didn't have anything. We didn't eat at all. We're trying to figure out how to get a McDonald's. And y'all all ate already? Nobody mentioned it. You know why nobody mentioned it? Because it was a secret. It was a secret and I gagged. One of the things that I have to charge to the game, I guess. I'm like, what? They said, don't say anything. We don't want to make it a problem. All right, I'm not going to say anything. One of the things I'm just going to have to bring up when I'm ready to leave.
After this, Cleo describes a situation that happened the next morning, saying at this point, her and Ice Spice weren't even communicating. So she was getting most of her information about when to leave by talking to other people. This led to her getting on the tour bus at 9 a.m. when everybody said they were leaving, with Cleo falling asleep, only to wake up at 2 p.m., realizing they haven't even left the hotel parking lot.
And that's another thing that I later realized when I reflected on everything, that this girl was really mad at me for saying something about that luggage, bro. She was so mad at me for saying something. Like, she don't want nobody to say nothing to her. Like, she tried to low-key torture me. Like, she was trying to low-key do it. Like, she wasn't trying to do it too much, but she was trying to still, like, show me, like, yeah. And I'm just like, I didn't even know that until I brought all of this up to her. And she showed me that she didn't give a girl, you. I was like, oh my God, just went on tour with somebody that hates my guts. Wow. So for you guys that don't know how a tour bus looks, it looks like a slave ship. Very similar to a slave ship. 3 bunks stacked up on top of each other very tightly on each side. Some may have more, but this bus that we was on had 3. And then she has her big room in the back, which I was staying at for the first couple of days until I blew things by saying something about my bag. So that's how the bus looks. And while we were in New Orleans, there was another situation where we was on the bus from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Me and the makeup artist, me and the hairstylist, well, all of us, we were told to get on the bus because at this point, Ice doesn't even communicate with me anymore, by the way. She like slowly, gradually stopped talking to me. And that's because I think like she realized that I was like getting cool with the people that worked for her. So now it's like she's kind of like treating me like a worker. I was so confused. Like, you're not being my friend, so I'm going to make more friends. Like, girl, it's like she wanted me to be miserable and alone, and it just didn't happen because that's not what God had planned for me, boo. So they was told to get on the bus at 9, and nobody tells me anything, so I'm just doing what they said, you know. I don't get no text messages, like I said. I don't. She doesn't tell me nothing. So I get on the bus at 9 a.m. because that's what her manager told them. Her manager doesn't even text me. That's how much I don't get anything told to me. So she was literally the one that was supposed to be talking to me. So I get on the bus at 9, wake up at 2, and we're in the same place. So you can think about it. We're on a slave ship, right? From 9 to 2 p.m. in the same place. thinking that we're moving and that by the time we wake up, we won't even be there anymore. So to find out we're in the same place is so crazy. My legs are cramping now. Like, I'm just so confused. Like, this is treating us like luggage for real. Like, yeah, let's just throw the luggage on the bus. Like, girl, what? We're humans. Can you tell us that you're not leaving right now? When somebody asks, like, why didn't we leave yet? Because Ice didn't feel like leaving yet. And I'm just like, bro, this is so crazy. I texted her, I was like, hey, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm on the way. I'm like, bro, what? You could have been told not to get on the bus because you're not leaving yet. Y'all go and do something. Y'all walk around or look around and just travel around, whatever. We're not leaving yet. But instead, you let us sit up in that tour bus for that long, girl. And you didn't even give a fuck when I told you about any of this. And that is what really hurts the most, how much she didn't give a fuck. So I'm actually glad that I didn't say anything during the tour. Let me tell y'all something. The type of person that I am, bro, if I say how I feel, this is how the situation in Philly made me feel, and I see that you don't give a that starts to turn me. So I didn't want to be turned so bad that I spaz on her. I swing on her. I'm locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even want that to come out of this at all. Because the way she goes back and forth and the way she's ready to argue, that's somebody that knows that they got people behind her. Because that mouth would not be running like that 2 years ago. I'll tell you that much.
Cleo wraps up the part 4 video, saying she was ready to leave tour after they didn't give her food, but decided to stay because her mom was attending the upcoming Atlanta show. In the 5th part of the series, Cleo explains how everything ended, saying she sent a massive text to Ice Spice, detailing every way she was mistreated.
Now, we're going to get into the dispute that ended everything. So I addressed everything to her. I should actually show how I addressed it, because although it was very long, I want you guys to also keep in mind how so close friendships and relationships feel. Like, the breakup feels the same. The way you express yourself, it can kind of feel the same as, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is very similar. So when I was explaining everything that I went through, it was a long paragraph. And like, I was talking to my like, I was breaking everything down because I want you to know exactly how I feel and how it made me feel. I want you to understand it. And I also want you to put yourself in my shoes and ask yourself if you would even go through that. Because people fail to realize that she skipped a very important part in her career, which was the grind. She barely had to do that. She barely had to do that. And that's okay. Some people are lucky. Some people are lucky, and we're going to call it luck. We're not going to call it her being blessed, because I don't think the Lord will bless somebody like her. Her soul it doesn't belong to the person above. She is very dark and very soulless. And I've never been around this girl for more than 10 hours. Anytime I hung out with her, it was something very small, a small gathering, a small event. It was video shoots, you know what I'm saying? It never was chilling in the crib, face not done, chilling. You get what I'm saying? Like, on some real friendship. That's why I kind of got annoyed when a lot of people thought he was like, oh. It wasn't like, oh, but it was like, we were still cool. Like, that was still my girl, bro. It was just her energy. I got to witness this very firsthand. I was around her every day, 24/7. I mean, not all the time, because she would go straight to the back into that room. And when I would see her at the venue and whatever, because after the situation, I barely saw her. She was dark. She just, oh my God, like, it's even scary to talk about. Like, bro, that girl, she needs to be saved. Like, I don't know if she was always like that, if it's Hollywood, but Hollywood never changed me. Like, Hollywood never changed me. Nikki was very, very correct when she said, ain't no friends in the game. Ain't no friends in the game. But me thinking like, oh, like, I was cool with Ice, like, before all of this, I didn't think, like, she was gonna be a weirdo over time. Like, that shit was crazy. So when I told her about everything, she literally turned around. Like, when I say everything, I told her everything. I'm gonna put it in the screenshot.
Cleo then shows a screen recording of the text she sent, with Ice Spice replying that she's just being ungrateful and needy.
I Honestly, it felt like it could have been a miscommunication here. She winds up telling me that she told her manager, basically after the Philly situation, she told her manager to tell my manager that I'm going to need to get my own room. What I was confused on is that I told you how I felt in Philly, but you couldn't tell me how you felt in Philly. And that's why we weren't really friends. That's how I realized that we weren't really friends, because you can't even speak up to me. I had the audacity to say that I didn't say any of those stuff to you because I'm scared of you. Why would I be scared of you? I didn't want to punch you. I didn't want to say all those stuff above and then you completely ignore it, because that's what you did when I mentioned stuff that happened in Philly. You ignored it, like you did not care. So with that being said, if I was to explain everything like how I explained it, you would literally not care at all.
Cleo feels that she wouldn't have been able to communicate this in person because Ice Spice would react negatively or cut her off, explaining that she believes Ice Spice is just genuinely not a good person.
So it's not even about being scared to say it to her. It's about being scared to see your reaction in person. Like your reaction would have led to something bad. Something bad. And I wouldn't even have been able to say everything that I just said. You would have cut me off. But the fact that I said so much and all you had to say was that somebody was ungrateful, you just wanted all of this to be a reason to call somebody ungrateful. You wanted all of this so that when something was to happen or you was to mistreat me, it was like, girl, look at all I did for you. You mad ungrateful. Like, girl, just because you gave somebody an opportunity doesn't mean you have to treat them like shit. And I could tell that everything that was happening with management or production, that was all from your mouth, is what I'm now coming to understand. That you was the one behind the scenes making sure that Cleo don't get no chicken salad, or make sure she don't get no room, make sure Cleo not in my room. Like, but how you gonna tell me I'm gonna be with you? That doesn't make any sense. So if you were so mad about the bag situation in Philly, why didn't you just straight up tell me, bro, this tour shit is not gonna work out? That's what you should have just said. But since you didn't say that, and I just got a hint of just weirdness, I took a step back and just made the opportunity what I could make it. But it wasn't genuine at all. Nothing that you do is genuine. Everything is calculated. Like I said, I was the token black friend. You didn't have your other best friend around because you said that she didn't match your aesthetic. Like, there's something very wrong with somebody that is only friends with somebody for their aesthetic. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I should have never let you take my swag. I should have never even gave you a piece of it, because Lord knows that you was wearing bodysuits and Jordans when you first came out. Now all of a sudden it's mini skirts, it's little dresses, and big chunky boots. Like, girl, that's me. And I let you have it because I thought we was friends. But boo, you gonna have to give it back and figure something out now, because I don't like what I did not like that at all. But you know what I'm initially going to do? Charge it to the game and let everybody know what type of human being you are. Because it's not even like what type of girl you are, what type of human being you are. You're not a girl's girl. You're not for the girls at all. You're not. That's why you barely have any friends, and that's why you most definitely don't have any black friends. Never seen any black girl around her. And the black friend that you did have exposed you. But I'm doing this shit a little differently, because I want people to actually feel it. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all can still support her and y'all can still love her down. Y'all could do everything. But let me tell y'all what y'all not gonna do. Don't disrespect me behind her. Because I was nothing but a good friend to her. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all didn't even like the way how this girl dressed when she first came out. Come on, Y2K. I had a Y2K party in 2021 that I didn't even know Ice in 2021. She told me when we first, let's talk about the first time we met, because it's really gaggy to me that all of a sudden I'm the bum and I'm careerless. When we first met, you told me that it was a full circle moment. How can I turn into a careerless bum because of a hotel room that you didn't tell me that I was going to pay for? That's my fucking money. That's my money. If I want to use what I use my money for, is what I want to use my money for. And there's plenty of it. It's plenty of it, girl. It's plenty of it. So I should come out of pocket thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for somebody that's not even trying to promote me being on her tour? The only thing you wanted to promote was that you was giving somebody an opportunity. Like, oh yeah, Cleo posted it so everybody knows that, da da da. Like, bro, you did not want to shine any sort of light on me. And when you shined a light, you dimmed it. And you made sure you dimmed it down. You dimmed it down. And you made sure those speakers on that stage was not even loud. You made sure of it every time. Every time. And it was such a learning experience, bro.
Cleo goes on to claim that all of this mistreatment was Ice Spice abusing her newfound power, saying that Ice Spice calling her a careerless bum is a joke, considering she doesn't actually need her help, adding that Ice Spice was careerless before any of her music took off.
Nobody had any idea what I was going through before I even got on that stage. And even when I got off that stage, it's like I couldn't even go into her room when I was done performing. When I was done performing, I had nowhere to go. Because when I come to the room, it's, oh, I don't want nobody in her room right now. Like, damn, bro. Like, she treating niggas like they her fans. Like, I thought we was sissies. Like, what's going on? I niggas can't go inside your room. I know what's going on. You want to exercise your power. You want to show that this is your shit. You run this shit. Your show. I understood that already when I came on tour. And I understood that. But you wanted to make me feel that. Like, that's the sick part about everything. That you wanted to make me feel less than. You didn't even tell anybody on that tour. I bet you didn't. Make sure Cleo's good. Make sure anything Cleo wants she get. Or make sure Cleo's good. Make sure Cleo's good. I didn't even get that vibe. When I spoke out on it, I got called a careerless bum. I'm never gonna be anything. Da 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 da. I'm a bum. I'm crying about a hotel room. Like, bro, is that the only thing that I spoke about in the paragraph, bro, that I wrote you? Is that the only thing that I spoke about in these videos? The fact that you would even think that that's what all of this is about just goes to show how much of a corny individual you are. And you couldn't wait the opportunity to try to call me a bum. You couldn't wait to try to speak down on me. Speak down on me. Somebody that you looked up to. Somebody that you was watching since high school. You told me it was a full circle moment meeting me, bro. Meeting me, being in the same car as me. You could not believe it. You were so gagged. And now your head is so big, you don't even know where you came from. Aren't you from the gutter? Aren't you a Bronx bitch from the gutter, bro? Aren't you from the gutter, bro? So the audacity for somebody that said that they was in the mall looking for a job. Jobs anywhere. They was about to crash out. They needed a job ASAP before you blew up. You gonna go and try to call somebody a bum? I always had bread. And not because I'm some scammer or da-da-da. I always been a go-getter. I'm Nigerian. I'm the real Nigerian. I come from money. See that green and that white? That's what I come from. I come from money, bro. Because I have a hustler mentality. I've never been in a pickle where I'm like, oh, how am I going to get bread? How am I gonna get... Who was in a pickle before Drake reposted your video and that's how you went crazy. That's how you went viral. Who was in a pickle, bro? Who was in a pickle? I will never talk down on any of my friends. There's so many of my friends that I make more money than. I would never, ever say nothing like that. Because I'm comfortable at the end of the day. I got my 2023 car. I got a nice-ass crib. I pay like 3 bands for. Every month, I'm good. Gotta be making some sort of bread to be paying that kind of rent. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. Try to belittle me because I'm just trying to tell you how your tour made me feel. It was all calculated. It was all calculated. It was never genuine and you just could not wait to talk to me like that. I called her on the phone after that conversation because I really wanted to know, is this really her? I was so gagged. I'm like, is this really her? She got on the phone like, what? I'm like, bro, look how you talking to me. You're not even talking to me like you was my friend. Like, and I didn't record that conversation. I don't do shit like that. Look how you talking to me like you was never even my friend, bro. He's just like, bro, this is why you never gonna be anywhere. This is why you never gonna get nowhere. Mind you, compare me from 2018 to now, because I started making videos in 2018. If I was a careerless bum, why would you even bring me on tour? Why would you even tell me to come out with you a day after I met you to come on streaming, to come on Kai Sinai stream? Why would you even do that? Why would you even do that? Exactly, bro. It's just that now you feel like since you up, let me talk down on her. Let me make her feel like she was already doing that behind the scenes. But now I got you in 4K trying to treat me like I'm less than. It's so hilarious to me. It's so hilarious to me. Ask me how far I think you're gonna get. With that personality, which is don't have one. With the way you act, with the way you move, you are a soulless individual. You are really demonic. You have a very demonic vibe to you, especially with the way I was seeing you every day, the way you mope around and you just, like, if your makeup artist is not bringing that wing and making it pick up your eye, you are dead. You really look dead. And I'm gonna keep it a beam with you.
Following this video series being posted to Cleotrapa's TikTok, We saw Ice Spice quickly respond by hosting this Twitter space the same day on September 3rd, accusing Cleo of crashing out and coming after her fame, claiming that she was just trying to help her out.
Y'all put in laughing faces. Y'all know this is not funny. Crashing out is sad, you guys. Like, the scary part of fame, honestly, is the moment that somebody feels like they can no longer use your platform, or like they're not getting exactly what they want out of a situation the way that they want it. You know what I mean? It's like that's when they decide to crash out every single time. Like, I'm noticing a pattern, bro. And the shit is sad because I genuinely was trying to help her. Like, I'm like, yo, do you want to just come on this tour? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just like join. Like, mad last minute type shit. What had actually happened is that we added another tour bus. So I'm like, now we have extra room. We have extra bunks. So I'm like, oh, let me see if Cleo wants to come. Feel me? So she could do like her songs and stuff like that. But that's what the I get for trying to be a good person. It's whatever, bro. Honestly, like, you know, that's not gonna stop me from still trying to be a good person. Like, I'm gonna always help the next person out. Like, and that's really my fault for real, because whatever though. But to say, like, just to leave out so many details is crazy. Like, how you not gonna tell the people we was on them rides at the theme park screaming our vocal cords out, like to the point where the next day it was hard to perform. Like, we was having fun. So for you to try to sit here and complain about a chicken salad, it's like you never came to me talking about a chicken salad. What are you really talking about right now? You gonna send me a whole essay after tour? Like, you just gonna get off the bus? I don't even know you got off the bus. And you gonna send me an essay with a intro, bodies, and a conclusion? Like, and you want me to try to like analyze this shit and figure out how I'm wrong when all I did was share my stage with you, when I ain't even have to do that? You got less than 10,000 listeners and I'm sharing my stage with you, and you feeling so entitled. Like, you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, how I'm in the shower, you gon' barge in while I'm butt ass naked trying to press me about some bags that you gotta carry some bags. What? Like, nah, that's that shit, bro. But that's all I could do, y'all. All I could do is sigh about it, because it's just like, what can you do, bro? It's like, damn, crash outs and they going on rants, bro. Crash outs and they going on rants. But fuck it though, at the end of the day, it's whatever, bro. Like, this comes with it, you know. Like, y'all see clearly this will come with it, bro, right? So yeah. But the whole thing that's blowing me right now is like talking about some dark energy, trying to compare a tour bus to a slave ship. Like, what are you talking about right now? What? That is crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. Like, you really gonna be friends with somebody for 2 years, but the whole time you feel like they soulless and dark? Like, you sound dumb as hell. If anything, we both need saving. Like, what are you talking about, bro? We was at the movie theaters. We was siphoning. You not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much food, you vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about some, she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big room. Bitch, can I play with my pussy one time? In my bed one time? Like, damn, you want to sleep in my bed every day? That's crazy to me.
So, yeah, that was as much of a response as we're gonna get. However, we did get a statement from Ice Spice's manager, who tweeted, "My team spoke to the artist's manager this morning, and the artist's manager said he blames himself because he pushed his client to stay, because it was a great opportunity. But he knows his client is 100% wrong. The manager realized his client didn't have the financial backing to be on the tour. This is what happens when an artist's team don't manage their artist's expectations when an opportunity comes in front of them. If you're not prepared for an opportunity and your team isn't properly advancing, then that's on them, not on us offering the opportunity. You have to invest in yourself, aka pay expenses if need be for the opportunity. It's corny. Someone gives you an opportunity, and this is the thanks the person gets. Openers don't have same things headliners has. The entitlement and ego are crazy. An artist and their team needs to know what to do when these opportunities come their way. They need to know how to leverage it to advance their career. But some artists just don't know how to come out with hits, so they crash out and go on rants. Outside of Cleotrapa and Ice Spice's takes on the situation, we saw another artist come out in support of Cleo, when Azealia Banks tweeted, "I don't like how everyone is trying to make Cleotrapa look. Any effing who. Cleotrapa will be performing with me on Halloween, October 31st at Terminal 5 NYC. She will be paid, have her own space to glam, whatever she wants on her rider. Because I have effing respect and class." Also going on to hilariously drag Ice Spice's manager. Now, before we wrap things up, it's worth taking a second to talk about yet another drama involving Ice Spice and an artist named Central Cee, which started back on April 7th. When they posted these photos, teasing that they were working on new music. After this, speculation that they were dating picked up around July 3rd, just before the Y2K tour began, when both artists posted separate videos showing that they were on a drive in the exact same car. But the fact that neither person tagged the other made fans think that something was going on. And things only got worse after they were spotted together on a shopping trip in London, followed by a night out at a lounge 2 days later. On July 11th, they uploaded a TikTok with a short clip teasing the song, and they officially released it the next day, titled "Did It First." For Central Cee's verse, he raps about cheating on his girlfriend, and in the music video, they're seen laying on each other in bed. Then, hours after the song dropped, Central Cee joined Ice Spice on stage during her headline set at a festival in London. However, on the other side of things, we saw Central Cee's very recent ex-girlfriend not exactly happy with the whole situation, uploading a series of TikToks addressing everything. I don't have time to go through all of them, but we'll watch the first one and I'll link it below if you want to go through the series.
You guys caught us, it was all PR. I hope that you enjoyed the video that dropped at midnight last night. I know I did. I know I enjoyed going to the club and going to the set, and I know that I definitely saw that video before anyone on here did.
So clearly this isn't exactly something she was on board with. Going on in other videos to say, imagine you break up with your boyfriend one night, and the next day, he's posted up with Ice Spice in Chrome Hearts. I didn't actually get to break up with him, and he's already with the next girl. Also adding that the videos of them together were posted around her birthday, and she was only told by Central Cee that it was all a PR stunt just 12 hours before the music video dropped. But with that, we're now caught up on all of the recent Ice Spice drama, including the viral tweet series from Baby Storme and the recent viral TikTok series from Cleotrapa. And now that you have both sides of the situation, I need to know, what do you think about everything? Please let me know that, along with any story updates or things I missed down in the comments. If you want to get caught up with even more internet drama and news, subscribe to either channel to catch the next story, or check out any of my recent videos. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.